I want to mention to everyone, if you want to follow the plain script, you may have noticed in the e-news that you can click on a link and follow the text. So next to the bulletin, you can find also a link to the text.
Good morning, Trinity. Thank you, Luke, so much for giving us the opportunity to once again present the word in dramatic form. As you suggested, we think this is about the 50th sermon drama we have performed in 45 years. We're glad we're still around and doing this. Before I turn it over to the play director, I just want to make sure that all of the actors have unmuted themselves. Anna Foster, unmute yourself. Okay, Anna Foster's still muted.
Say something, Anna.
Kyle, can you unmute her?
I am trying.
Unmute her, you cat.
Anna, would you hit Alt-A for me, please?
Alt-A.
Anna, can you try the space bar? Hold down the space bar for me.
Okay. Does she have to hold it all through the performance?
Every other method we've tried has not worked, so I'm afraid whenever you're talking, you should hold down the space bar if possible.
Oh, wonderful. I'll do my best.
All right, take your hand off the space bar for a minute and see what happens. Oh no, you're muted again. You'll have to hold on the space bar.
All right.
Okay, good. And now we turn it over to the play doctor, Neil Olson.
Okay, I'm going to cover first the cast. You will notice on your screens the name of the people on them with 3 asterisks is the name of the character in the play. Murray Harrison is the lector. Anna Foster is the narrator. Pat Clendenin is Jacob. Bob Sandine and Karen Isaacs will jointly play God. Lisa Sandine is Rachel. Anna Foster is Leah. Warner Marshall is Esau. Kyle Pickers is our video director. Jean Kerr is our acting coach. And Bob Sandine is our director.
Let it up.
No, you don't.
Now,
Anna?
Kyth and Kin.
No.
Anna, you are now unmuted, just so you know.
I'm unmuted? Great.
Yes, you don't need to hold the space bar.
Wonderful.
Kyth and Kin is based on the play Jacob, the first extant play in the English language. It is based on Genesis. Like many of the early mystery plays, it sticks very closely to the Vulgate Latin Bible, dramatizing Jacob's dream of the ladder to God, the promise of tithing for the church, Jacob's return home to Canaan, and his reconciliation with his brother. A narrated section is spoken in the middle of the play to explain all the things that happen in the 30 years between the 2 sections. It was written in 1360, about the time of Chaucer, and is part of the Wakefield cycle of mystery plays. Though it follows the Bible closely, it uses simple, short English words, not Latinisms, and is derived and is delivered in plain, short, 4-beat, rhymed, iambic couplets. It has somewhere to go and intends to get there in good, solid walking shoes at a brisk pace. Now we present Kyth and Kin.
A reading from Genesis.
Now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, "The days of mourning for my father are approaching. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." But the words of her elder son Esau were told to Rebekah. So she sent and called her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Your brother Esau is consoling himself by planning to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him a while, until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger against you turns away, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you back from there. Why should I lose both of you in one day?"
Scene 1, the road to Haran. There is a ladder with heaven at the top. Jacob runs in, dragging a staff, weary and in dread. He is on the run from his murderous brother Esau. He stops by a stone, leans on his staff, and prays to heaven.
"Oh, help me, Lord God Adonai, and hold me straight in the right way to Mesopotamia. For I never came this way before. I never came to this country. O Lord of heaven, thou help me. For I have made me in this street sore bones and weary, aching feet. The sun is down. Now what is best? Here purpose I all night to rest."
He pulls a big stone over and drops it.
"Under my head this stone shall lie, and here tonight rest take will I."
Jacob falls down and sleeps, using the stone as a pillow. God appears on the ladder, leaning against it. Messenger angels go up and down the ladder, carrying messages to God.
Jacob, Jacob, thy God I am of thy forefather Abraham.
And of thy father Isaac, take this blessing that I give for their sake.
This land about that thou sleepst in, I shall thee give, and give thy kin. I shall thy seed well multiply, as thick as dust on earth may lie. The kin of thee shall spread far wide, from east to west, on every side, and from the south unto the north. And that I say, I shall bring forth, and all the people of thine offspring shall be blessed of thy blessing.
Jacob, have thou no dread. Indeed, I shall thee clothe. I shall thee feed. I shall make thy way safe and straight. I shall help thee early and late, and in all health shall I bring thee back home again to thy country.
I shall not fail. Be thou so bold, but I shall do as I have told.
God blesses Jacob and leaves. Jacob wakes and stands and turns about, bewildered.
"Ah, gracious Lord, what may this mean? What have I heard in sleep and seen? That God leaned on a ladder high and spoke to me. It is no lie. And now is none of that estate, but God's own house and heaven's gate. Oh Lord, this place is full of dread. Last night where I lay down my head, for love of God, I raise this stone.
Jacob raises up the stone.
And oil will I put thereon.
He pours oil on the stone.
O Lord of heaven, that all knows, a vow to thee I here compose. If thou give me both meat and food, my body clothe as need I should, and bring me home to kith and kin along the way that I walk in, without harm, healthy as I start, I promise thee with steadfast heart, as thou art Lord and my God too, and I, Jacob, thy servant true, this stone in sign today I raise, I shall hold holy kirk always. And of all that is new to me, by right 1/10 shall I give thee.
Scene 2, the house of Laban. A lot of time has passed between these two scenes. Jacob journeys on to Haran and comes to a well. Beautiful Rachel enters and stops to water her flocks of sheep. Jacob sees her, falls in love, and kisses her, and tells her he is her cousin. Rachel runs and tells her father Laban, who is Jacob's uncle. Jacob offers to work for 7 years for Laban in exchange for Rachel's hand. After 7 years, they go to marry, but Laban veils his other daughter, the plain but good-hearted Leah, and Jacob marries the wrong girl. To marry Rachel as his second wife, Jacob again offers to work for Laban another 7 years. The women not only bear him children, but offer their handmaidens to him as wives. After 14 years, Jacob intends to go home with his now quite large family, including his youngest son, Joseph. But Laban demands 6 more years of labor, offering to pay Jacob with all the speckled and spotted livestock born to his herds. Laban tries to cheat Jacob, but Jacob becomes wealthy with God's help by breeding the flocks to favor speckled and spotted coats on the animals. God tells Jacob to return to Canaan. Jacob gathers his livestock, wives, and children and tries to sneak off while Laban is away. Enraged, Laban chases them for 7 days. On the 7th day, Laban catches up with them. But by God's command, Laban reconciles with Jacob and his own daughters. Jacob continues his journey to the ford of Jabbok with his family. He will meet with his brother, whom he tried to cheat out of their father's blessing. He fears his brother may still be angry and turn violent. Scene 3, the ford of Jabbok. Jacob enters, holding his staff, standing by the ford of Jabbok on the river Jordan. Behind him are 2 groups, one made up of his wives and children, and one of the guardian angels. They carefully cross over the Jordan into Canaan.
My Father, God, from heaven's cloud, that said to me through thy voice loud, when I dwelled in Haran, thou planned that I should turn again to the land. the land where I was born and fed. Thou warned me, Lord, as fast I fled. Years back as I went towards Haran with my staff and passed the Jordan. And now I come to Kyth again with 2 hosts of angels and men. Thou vowed, Lord, to do well by me, to grow my seed as sand of sea. Thou save me, Lord, through thy good grace from Esau's vengeance in this place, that he slay not for old dislikes these mothers with their little tykes.
Rachel comes forth with her bundles of goods and her children, followed by Leah and her children. They drop their bundles at the ford.
Our anguish, sir, is manyfold, since that our messenger has told us Esau will slay you in war with 400 men and more.
Forsooth, Rachel, I have him sent many fine beasts as a present. Perhaps he will our gifts yet take, and right so shall his anger slake. Where are our things? Past the Jordan?
Leah steps up with her bundles of goods and her children. Go and look, sir, there as ye can. Rachel and Leah exit with the children, sheep, and angels. Night falls. God enters. Jacob, perhaps thinking he may be a thief, indignantly fends off the intruder. They wrestle, standing, and Jacob puts God in a wrestler's hold.
The day springs up. Now let me go.
Nay, nay, I hold. I will not so. But thou bless me ere thou be gone. If I may, I shall hold thee long.
In token that thou dost spoke with me, I shall now touch thy thigh, and thee shall henceforth be lamed forevermore.
God touches Jacob's thigh, and Jacob releases God and falls back, now lame.
But thou shalt feel no lasting sore. What is thy name? Thou me tell?
Jacob.
Nay, not, but Israel, since thou to me such strength reveal, all men of earth to thee must yield.
What is thy name?
Why ask'st thou so? Wonderful, if thou truth will know.
Jacob backs up fearfully. He realizes he has met God. He kneels.
Bless me, Lord.
I shall thee bless, and fully favor thy progress, and give thee my blessing forever, as Lord whom all things may endeavor.
I shall grace thy path smooth and straight, and full well now ordain thy state. When thou hast dread, then think on me, and thou shalt full well blessed be. And look, thou trust well what I say.
And farewell now, for dawns the day.
God exits. Jacob rises.
I have a new name, Israel. This place shall I call Phanuel, for I have seen God in this place, the God of heaven, face to face.
Rachel and the rest of his family and children and sheep rush back in. They take up the goods. Scene 4, the return to Canaan.
Jacob, lo, we have tidings and know that Esau is here at hand.
Jacob orders his troop into 3 parts so that Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin are in the back.
Rachel, stand thou in the last ground, for I would thou were safe and sound. Call Joseph and Benjamin too, and let them not depart from you. If it be Esau is malign and kills us all in the first line, yet those that are here with the last ye may be saved if ye fee fast.
Jacob bravely goes to the front of the group. Esau enters with a sword, followed by 2 armed servants. Jacob goes down on his knees, praying to God.
I pray thee, Lord, as thou pledged me, thou save me and my family.
After a pause, Esau sheathes his sword and rushes to embrace his brother.
Welcome, brother, to kith and kin, thy wife and tykes that come thee with. How hast thou fared in a far land? Tell me good tidings of thy band.
The 2 servants are suspicious and circle Jacob with their swords up.
Well, my brother Esau, I thank you. If that thy men no bane me do.
Esau turns to his servants.
Hey ho, fellows, hold up your hands. Ye see that he and I are friends, and friendship here we will fulfill, since that is clearly God's own will.
God yield you, brother. I owe this. Thou art my Lord, so I shall thee kiss.
Jacob goes to his knees to kiss Esau's hand, to acknowledge him as his Lord. But his brother raises him up.
Nay, Jacob, my dear brother, rise. I shall tell thee a great surprise. Thou art my Lord through destiny. Go we together, thou and me, home to our father and his wife, that love thee, brother, as their life.
The end.